You walk into a massive sports bar, right, and you see um, dozens of TVs just flawlessly synchronized.
Oh, yeah, it looks completely effortless.
Right, but if you were to actually peek inside the AV rack in the back server room, you'd usually find this chaotic rat's nest of legacy cables just fighting for survival.
Yeah, it's a really harsh environment. Those venues are often running, older satellite receivers or legacy feeds that simply do not play nice with modern digital displays.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because today in this deep dive, we're looking at a piece of hardware from an HDTV Supply product page that basically acts as the referee in all that chaos.
Exactly. The Kramer HDb2312-NA SD video encoder.
Yeah, that's the one. But the immediate glaring question for you listening to this is, I mean, why would a commercial integrator drop over $2,700 on a single one-rack unit metal box specifically designed for legacy analog inputs?
Well, to understand that price tag, you really have to look at the sheer physics of what this hardware actually accomplishes. It takes 12 legacy composite video and analog audio inputs and multiplexes them into an MPEG-2 QAM RF output.
Okay, wait, I'm struggling with the math here because 12 uncompressed analog video streams, I mean, that takes up a massive amount of bandwidth.
Oh, huge.
So how is this single 1RU box squeezing a dozen live feeds into just 4 QAM RF frequencies without the signal looking like, absolute garbage on a 70-inch bar TV?
Right, well, it comes down to real-time compression. The Kramer unit digitally encodes each of those analog signals into MPEG-2, compresses them, and stacks multiple channels onto a single RF frequency.
Oh, so they're all grouped together.
Exactly. And by modulating them into QAM RF, a sports bar can just send pristine digital video over their existing cheap coaxial cable network straight to standard TV tuners.
Wow, so they completely bypass a massive, expensive rewiring job.
You got it.
So it's less like a passive funnel and more like, I don't know, a high-speed translator at the UN. It's actively listening to 12 different feeds, speaking this ancient analog language, transcribing them in real time.
Yeah, and broadcasting them out over a highly efficient digital PA system.
Right.
And what's fascinating here is how deep that translation goes, because it isn't just about the video picture.
What else is there?
Well, commercial venues have really strict accessibility requirements. So this unit actively extracts the legacy EIACE 608 closed captions that are buried in those older composite signals.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it embeds them directly into the digital MPEG-2 stream. So you maintain full modern compliance without throwing away all the legacy source equipment.
That is wild. But doing real-time digital transcription and compression for 12 simultaneous video feeds, I mean, that internal processor has to be absolutely cooking.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've been in those commercial AV closets, and they're basically saunas.
They really are. And the thermal management is a massive part of the engineering here. They use dual internal cooling fans that pull air from the front and exhaust it out the back just to survive those exact environments.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's exactly why they can boast a 62,000-hour MTBF.
A mean time between failures of over 7 years. So they're basically banking on this thing running nonstop.
Pretty much.
But here's where it gets really interesting. If I'm the IT installer, sure, the hardware survives the heat. But managing and configuring 12 distinct multiplex channels on a live network just sounds brutal.
Oh, usually it is completely brutal. You'd be hunting for the MEXI address, running IP scanners on a laptop while, balancing on a ladder.
Right, the absolute worst.
But Kramer bypassed that by putting a color display right on the front panel that explicitly broadcasts the unit's IP address.
Oh, that is so smart.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it changes the entire deployment timeline. You plug it in, read the screen, log into the browser-based interface, and you're configuring channels instantly.
Okay, that makes total sense for the installer. But I still have to ask, $2,700 is a hefty chunk of change. Wouldn't it just be easier for the venue to upgrade all 12 of those legacy analog source boxes to modern digital ones?
Well, think about the commercial economics for a second. Replacing 12 commercial-grade satellite or cable receivers is incredibly expensive. Sure. And that doesn't even factor in the massive labor costs of ripping open the walls to replace the legacy coaxial cables with Ethernet or fiber.
Oh, yeah, the labor alone.
Exactly. So spending $2,700 on this Kramer encoder is actually the budget-friendly shortcut. It bridges the old infrastructure to the new displays.
And actually, according to the HDTV Supply page, it retails today for $2,764, which is down from a list price of $3,455. Plus, there's an extra 10% off code. So what does this all mean?
It means that in commercial AV, you aren't paying for flashy features.
Right.
You are paying for a tactical bridge. You are buying continuous uptime, legal compliance, and the ability to just keep your existing infrastructure running seamlessly.
You're paying for the peace of mind that your high-speed UN translator isn't going to suddenly crash and melt down in the middle of the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
But, it does leave you wondering. As the AV industry rapidly shifts toward fully network-based AV over IP systems, how much longer will heavy-duty bridging hardware for analog inputs even be necessary? Like, how long before every commercial venue is natively digital from end to end, making that chaotic rat's nest of legacy cables finally just a thing of the past?